As you know, we've done this piece of research that shows many parents are feeling really uncomfortable talking to their kids about money. Why do you think this is?
This didn't surprise me because conversations about money are quite hard. It's not something that adults do very naturally with each other. So then how can we expect parents to have the knowledge or have the skills for that conversation to then take it to their children?
And I guess you could also say that times are a bit different now. There's a lot more opportunities to need to manage your own money when you're younger.
That's one of the biggest conversations I have with parents because they say it's so different now. Childhood is so different to what I experienced and what I remember. And I would really agree with that. We're living in times where children have got a lot more opportunity, they're exposed to a lot more things.
So parents need help. What advice would you give them?
Start young, that's my first bit of advice. It's never too young to start showing your children money, letting them handle it. Begin to use it with your support and supervision. I always try and give parents the example of something in real life, like learning to brush your teeth or even learning to ride a bicycle. You'd help them in the beginning and then they'd go off and do that by themselves. If you applied that logic to money, a lot of parents would have a really good starting point.
And what about those who are a bit older? So parents that we've spoken to have said, well, my kids aren't going to listen to me at all. They don't listen to me about anything. Why are they going to listen to me about money? And actually, research that we've done shows it's not the case at all. Almost 9 in 10, 15, 16, 17-year-olds say that if they want to talk to anyone about money, it's their parents who they turn to.
So that tells me that parents need to have a bit more faith. And if you have been talking as a family about money and you've got lots of practical skills and it's part of what goes on at home, then it's not very strange to take that into when children are a bit older and say, now you're going to have some of your own money, but you're going to have responsibilities that go with it. And that's the bit I'm really passionate about, responsibility.
And you're exactly right about needing to experience responsibilities, understanding that there's choices to be made. When we look into the future of, well, what happens if you haven't had that experience? There's so many over-indebted people in the UK. We've got 9 million people who are struggling to keep up with their credit commitments, who their credit commitments are keeping them up at night.
That for me is the burden and the adult responsibility about money that I want our young people not to have to grow into. So if there's one thing that this whole journey as a family through practicing with money can teach, it's about making choices, because actually it just boils down to choosing what you do with your money and how best to make it work for you.
So I'm a parent of a 7-year-old. What sort of choices do they have that we could give them some responsibility for?
I think parents know their children really well, and this is the thing where it's really helpful to think about what's right for my family and worry a little bit less about what everyone else might be doing, because a parent knows what their individual child can manage. So it's about fitting it into everyday life. If going to the shops or the supermarket is something that the family do, then you can use that to help perhaps choose what snacks might you buy or what food might you have for dinner, and also start to look at the prices, to make comparisons. It's about getting the thinking, it's about getting the conversation. Otherwise children will just think supermarkets are something that you walk around, but actually really engaging with what's going on because it's a money environment.
And it's exactly these sorts of conversations that will help stop you turning into the bank of mum and dad.
I think that's absolutely right. I mean, that's what most parents don't want for their children, and so if we can avoid getting into this pattern of kind of protecting them and seeing lessons about money to be about empowerment and about confidence and about skills, then no parent needs to go to bed at night fretting what's going to happen when my child's an adult and when they can apply for debt and credit and all of those things, because actually you'll feel confident to know that you've equipped them and they're going to manage it, and then the bank of mum and dad becomes hopefully not something they need to turn to.
And if you're a parent of a 17, 18-year-old, is it too late?
It's never too late to have that conversation. Ideally, you want to have started this when they were much younger, but there's loads of advice and support out there. The Money Advice Service website's got some fantastic tips, and actually you can get together around the website, use a pen and paper, whatever you're going to use to focus you to think about tackling this task, and be really practical about it.